Evening, friends. It is our Tuesday night mental health check-in. We typically do this on Monday nights, but we are rehearsing for a big event coming up in May in St. Louis, and we'll be rehearsing every other Monday night up until then. So we're going to be bouncing back and forth between Monday nights and Tuesday nights for our mental health check-in. So I'll always try to make an event so you'll know, or schedule the live so you'll know what's going on. But this is just a place for us to connect with one another. Kat is here tonight to connect, talk about what's going on in our lives, how we're doing. It's all about human connection. In this digital age, we're very fortunate that we can connect with folks all around the world, which is a pretty amazing thing. Come on up here, buddy. It was not very long ago that this would have been, oops, sorry about that, that this would have been Star Trek like stuff. Um, and now we're able to sit in the comfort of our home and chat, which is really, really nice. I will probably mention this again as the evening goes on. We get a few more folks in here, but if you have a prayer list, if you have, if you want to send good thoughts out into the universe, one of the members of our church, her name is Carol. Carol is an elderly lady, 82 years old. She took a bad fall about a month ago and is having a terrible time trying to recover from that fall, and found out today that she has a crushed vertebra in her back. Not good news when you're 82 years old and already in failing health. Well, he's sniffing the phone. Kat, you can, send some good thoughts out into the universe for my friend Carol. She is just absolutely as sweet as can be. She's a good person and an asset to our church. Our church has really been rocked the last 6 months. We've lost three members to death, and a number with very serious illnesses. We have just really been rocked, it seems like. And we're not a very big church to begin with. We're in a town of 180 people, so obviously we're not going to be a very good church, or a very big church. I think we're a very good church. Kat, hope things are well out there in North Carolina. It is 45 degrees here right now, headed to a low of 32. We've got rain and snow coming in tomorrow, which is going to be an interesting thing. She does not. She has no children. She is the last remaining sibling of her family. And her husband passed, gosh, a long time ago, like 20 years ago. So she does not have any family nearby. We kind of are her family. So luckily we've got some good folks that, we'll keep checking in. Welcome to everybody that's joining us tonight. Monday night or Tuesday night is a mental health check-in. It's just a way for us to connect. Let me know what's going on in your life. Kat told me earlier today, Kat lives out in North Carolina, that his family is coming in to visit, I think, next week maybe. So that's really exciting. Hop down for a minute, buddy. That's really exciting. They moved from Iowa to Virginia, if I remember correctly. There is a note from my old friend Franco in the morning. I got to send Franco a note here in just a few minutes. So glad you guys are here. Let me know what's going on in your life. Let me know if we can help you with anything. Let us know something good that's going on in your life. Got lots of good things going on in my life. Like I mentioned at the top of the hour, we started rehearsals last night for a big music event in St. Louis in May. They're coming in late Thursday night this week. So good deal, Kat. I'm glad you're getting to visit with your family. Glad that they are coming in. Excuse me. I'm having some allergy issues. It's been warmer than normal here lately. We had a couple of days up in the 60s, and plants actually started budding out a little bit, which is really unusual for January. And that started my allergies to go. And I typically don't have allergy issues in January. but boy, I sure am now. Would love to know who else is in here. I know some of our regular TikTok crew is going to be in here, or they said they were going to be, and I see we've got a few people watching tonight. We'll hang out here for a while, maybe an hour, maybe a half hour. We'll just see. It's your son, his wife, and your grandson. Kat, how many grandkids do you have? That's got to be a great thing to have some grandkids. We have no children, so we have grand dogs and we have nephew dogs and cats, but no grandkids here, and none on the horizon, of course. I'm old, and broken down. Um, yeah, so we're just chatting tonight, just a chance to connect with one another. I've got a live stream from New York City on the. This is my little office area here. I've got my keyboard, I've got my guitar where I do some recording. I've got all my stuff in here, and I've hooked on YouTube Live. So I'll put on a live stream from New York City, which, Kat, as you know, is one of my favorite places in the world. Or I'll put in weather cams if something is coming up. So this is a really comfortable room for me. Um, Usually, when I'm working, Gabriel, the wonder dog, who you saw earlier, is under my desk, laying his head on my foot and sleeping away. Two grandsons, one Virginia, the other, only about 40 minutes away in Lincoln County, North Carolina. Kat, we talked a few days ago about Mount Airy. And again, if you have not been to Mount Airy, even if you're just a casual fan of the Andy Griffith Show, go. I think you would really enjoy a day there. I'm assuming that's probably close enough to you um, to be a day trip. Y'all feel free to hop in and chat with us. Let us know what's going on in your life. My wife actually is out playing music tonight. She's playing with an Irish band up in Carmel, Indiana, which is technically where we live, but only because they annexed us a couple of years ago. Have y'all are y'all still writing 2025 on your paperwork? Actually, today I filled out a form and sent it in, and they sent it back and said you have to redo this because I wrote 2023 on the date. I have no idea what I was thinking, but I wrote 2023. Um, yeah, it's a great little town, and we spent an entire day. We actually spent a day and a half there, because of course I am a huge fan of the Andy Griffith Show. It is tied with Star Trek as my favorite TV show. That's why we have been to Riverside, Iowa, and we did the jail and ate at the Snappy Lunch and did not get a haircut at Floyd's Barbershop, but just walked around and took some pictures. Now that I've got a new camera, I'm wanting to head back out there and do some more pictures. This year is a milestone birthday for me, and my wife and I have tried to decide what kind of trip we want to take. We always take a trip in July for my birthday. We always take a trip in December for her birthday. In December, we always go to Anna Maria Island. In July, we have went to Lake Michigan the last 3 or 4 years. This year is a milestone birthday. I'll hit 70 this year, so I want to do something a little bit different. One of the things we're considering is flying out to Albuquerque and driving Route 66 back home, because this year, 2026, is the 100th anniversary of Route 66. I think that would be a great trip. We also have considered, we've never been to the Dakotas. Neither one of us have. We're considering driving out to the Badlands and to Mount Rushmore, both places that look really, really pretty. So we'll figure out what we're going to do. And I don't know which one I'm leaning towards. The other one that we're talking about is going to spend a week in New York City, which I love it there. I got to tell you, I think some of the friendliest people I've ever met in my entire life are in New York City. I've never had a bad experience there. People I've met have been incredibly kind and helpful, and it is so unlike what everybody told me to expect. And it was incredibly clean. It was cleaner than Indianapolis. I was just absolutely blown away. You know, we got to go to Ireland last year, which was a trip of a lifetime. That is not going to be in the cards for another few years, if I make it that long, because that is not a cheap trip. But that was a really, really incredible experience. Monday nights are our mental health check-ins, just a chance to check in with one another and see how everybody is doing. And, we'll see how things go. We'll hang out for a while. And and I love talking to you, Kat. If not too many people show up, we'll probably cut it, at 20 minutes or a half hour, but I'll hang out. Been really enjoying doing the bird feeder cameras. That has been a really, really fun thing to do. Kat, I know that you have been part of that. You've been popping into those quite a bit. Really, really enjoyed doing that. I would do a show and tell, but don't really have much to show. Yeah, I love to travel. Of course, 50 years as a musician, I spent a long time on the road. I spent many, many hours, many late nights on the road. And I just love seeing new places. I love meeting new people. And I realize it's not for everybody. It's just something that I really enjoy. My parents were not big on traveling, so I didn't get a chance to travel at all. Oh, that's all right. I usually don't schedule those bird feeders because I can't schedule when the birds are going to be there. So I'll just, if I see we're getting some decent activity, I'll just hop on and see how that's going. By the way, Kat, how's your Twitter account doing? Are you getting? I haven't looked at it recently. Are you getting some of your followers back? That is so heartbreaking to lose an account like that. Through no fault of your own. And I think you had over 5,000 followers on your original account, right? I saw you were pretty active during Svengoolie Saturday night. I just could not get into that movie. I tweeted a few times, but I'll be honest, I fell asleep about probably 9:15 or so. I just really couldn't quite get into it. One of these days, I'm going to go up to the local park and take the camera or take the phone and do some birding at the local park. Do it live here on YouTube. That could be really, really interesting. Well, we're going to hang out here for just a few more minutes. We'll hang out. Maybe we'll see how things go at the 20-minute mark. 3,800, and you started it, so that account was 15 years old. Man, that's terrible. And I think, was it you, Kat, that said that they were sending out surveys from your old account? I have not got one. I would have let you know had I got one. But I did not get anything. The last thing I saw on your account was a tweet about my podcast. Gosh, I hope that wasn't what did it. Yeah, my old account. The same thing happened to me 5 years ago. My old account had, I think, about 2,000 followers. I'm not sure what I'm up to now. I'm actually enjoying Blue Sky more than Twitter. And there are some people on Twitter I don't want to lose, like you, Brian, Jeffrey. Colo out there in Colorado, Colo 2018. So I still hang out there, but I am a little more active on Blue Sky than I am on TikTok or on Twitter. Monday night is our Tuesday night. Tonight is a mental health check-in. We're just going to hang out here for a little bit, give folks a chance to pop in, chat a little bit, and we'll see how it goes. Oh man, I am so sorry that and I've done that too. I fell for things I should not have fallen for. I know what it is. Hey, I'll show you my favorite coffee mug. This is handmade by Sherry Sherrard in Metamora, Indiana. She's an incredibly talented potter. She does coffee mugs and plates and dishes and wall hangings and all kinds of stuff. It's a map of Indiana embossed on it, and this is Metamora right here, right down in the southeast corner of Indiana. Beautiful, beautiful mug, all handmade, hand thrown, hand painted, I guess they call that glazed in the pottery world. I really love this mug. If you're interested in some homemade pottery, this is not sponsored. Go online and look for Dragonfly Pottery in Metamora, Indiana. She does great work. We've got a lot of her pieces. We've got soup bowls, we've got dinner plates, we've got probably half a dozen coffee mugs. How did I come to live in Indy? Well, so I had been in Muncie and had retired from my full-time career. I actually kind of had two full-time careers concurrently. And when I retired, I knew I still wanted to play music. Excuse me. And Indianapolis has a very vibrant music scene. And Muncie is not a big town. Muncie's about 60,000. So there was some music going on, but there's a lot of music goes on in Indy. And I just thought if I wanted to stay active playing music, Indianapolis would be a good choice for me. So I moved down here, didn't know hardly anybody, knew a few musicians I had picked with, and met Holly. I moved here in 2004. Met Holly in 2005, actually, about a year after I moved here. So we've known each other for over 20 years now, and we've been married for 14 years. So we met, we were both supporting a nonprofit here in Indianapolis, and we met through a nonprofit event. We both had been involved in that organization for a number of years. 4,900, and granted, 4,900 is big compared to Metamora, which is 180. That's right, 180 full-time people. No traffic lights, no stop sign. Just nothing there. It has become kind of a tourist town. Because of the canal, the historic canal. There's still a working grist mill in town and a number of tourist type shops. So in the summer, it's a big shopping area. We have, 35 or so shops that, we have the pottery shop. We have a couple of artists there, have an ice cream shop, a couple of restaurants. What better way to meet your spouse than meeting them serving other people? It really was a great way for us to meet, and she's just been so good for me, and I like to think I've been good for her. You may see the Frisch's Big Boy over my shoulder. That's actually one of my prized possessions. A friend of mine from church knew that I loved the Frisch's Big Boy, and he brought me that one day to set on my desk. And he is no longer with us. He passed 2 years ago, and every time I look over there, I think of my old buddy Fred, and I'm sad that he is no longer with us. But I'm grateful that got to be friends with him for about 10 years. Came from a pretty rough background and ended up making something of himself, and a great guy. Well, I wish I had something more inspiring to talk about, but we'll see how this goes. I'm sure I'll be live tomorrow at some point with a bird feeder cam. Oh, we've got some snow coming in tomorrow, it looks like. Maybe 1, 2, or 3 inches, depending on how the system tracks. And then the bottom's going to drop out. It got up to 52 today, going to get down to 18. So anyway, next holiday coming up, of course, is St. Patrick's Day, or Valentine's Day on February the 14th. I actually have a show that night. Looking forward to that. And then it'll be St. Patrick's Day. You met your wife at a Wendy's. Oh my gosh, I love that. Food brings people together. 1984. That was back. Was that when Wendy's? Can you ask Europe to unblock me? Bubonic, I would be glad to ask Europe to unblock you if I knew how to do that. But I don't know how to do that. And are you talking about Europe? Oh, I get it. Now I understand your screen name. She was working and you were a customer. Oh my gosh. And you kept going back for Dave's singles, right? Is that what happened? And 84, was that when Wendy's had the salad bar? You guys remember the salad bar that Wendy's had? I loved that salad bar. Yeah, Bubonic. Your screen name did not click with me at first, but that is hilarious. Yeah, Wendy's had the salad bar. At least around here, they had a great salad bar. They had, you could make your own salad, get your own toppings. Yeah, Wendy's was a big deal. I haven't been to Wendy's for a very long time. We hardly ever eat fast food. And I think I remember, couldn't you get at that point a baked potato and then go top it at the salad bar with the cheese and bacon bits and stuff? I seem to remember that's the way that it worked. I remember when Wendy's first came to our hometown, it was a big deal because we didn't have very many chain restaurants at all. We had, McDonald's. We had a White Castle. I'm assuming you have White Castles out your way. Yeah, but Wendy's came and that was a big deal. And I remember they had tables that looked like newspapers. The tables had like newsprint on them. I mean, not really paper, but the tabletops were printed like old-timey newspapers. I don't know why I remember that distinctly. And the dining room had like an atrium, like a glass, it was glass on top and kind of curved down. White Castle. No White Castle near you? I love White Castle. I love it a little bit too much. I don't go very often because it has an unfortunate effect on me, and I'm sure you can probably guess what that is. So I don't go to White Castle very often, but man, I do love them. I love those little onion chips. I love onion rings, but those little onion chips, there's just something about them. Kat, and we'll hang out here about 8 more minutes. We'll hang out to the bottom of the hour. Kat, did you have Burger Chef? I know Burger Chef was big in the Midwest. That was my high school hangout. Did you guys have Burger Chef out near you? Most of those got bought out to Hardy. I've never been to Whataburger. I want to go sometime, but they had none near me. I didn't realize they had worked their way that far east. They just opened a Wawa just about 10 minutes from me. And man, I love the Wawa. First time I had one was up in Pennsylvania and had a hoagie, like a steak hoagie. Man, it was good. I've heard great things about Whataburger though. Never heard of Burger Chef. Mostly a Midwest thing. Now they're all Hardee's, or Carl's Jr. or Hardee's. Man, we could do an hour just talking about restaurants. When I started traveling for music in 1974, Howard Johnson's was kind of a big deal. I loved the Howard Johnson's, and that's the first place I ever had clam strips. I have been to Buc-ee's. I went to the one in Richmond, Kentucky, and honestly, it was sensory overload for me. I didn't care much for it. It was just it was just too much for me. It was crowded and it was noisy, and I could not get out of there fast enough. And I got to tell you, it held no comparison to um, the world's largest truck stop. Do you have a Buc-ee's over near you? I don't know if they have any in North Carolina or not. They've got the one in Richmond, Kentucky. I saw they're building one near Dayton, Ohio. We don't have any in Indiana that I'm aware of. Oh, the little boy is over there stretching and he's yawning and he's dreaming. I love it when dogs dream. They do that little yip thing and their feet are moving a little bit. He likes squirrels a little bit too much. He's probably chasing a squirrel in his sleep. Well, we're getting close to the bottom of the hour. How far are you from Raleigh? You know, it wasn't my thing. And I love a good truck stop. I love a good truck stop. And like Brian, I think you know Brian, 1890 Violin there on Twitter, loves truck stop is my truck stop of choice. That's usually where we gas up when we're on the road. Um, but Buc-ee's is just not my thing. I've been to Raleigh. Um, I've been to Cary, which I think is right outside of Raleigh. Raleigh, Durham, and Cary. I've been there. Spent a lot of time around Maggie Valley and Cherokee, 3 hours east of you. So it's a good bit east of you. Um, One of my good ham radio buddies actually lives in Cary, 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 North Carolina. N5PF, Paul Fisher is his name. Really quirky, odd, fun guy. Well, guys, this has been fun. Thank you so much for being here. You lived in Cary your son lived in Cary for a few years. I was talking to Paul the other day, and he said it is just growing like crazy. That whole area. I think he called it the Tech Triangle, or maybe the Golden Triangle. He said that area is just absolutely growing like crazy. Well, Kat, this has been fun. Appreciate you hanging out with me for about a half hour. Please remember to remember our friend uh, Carol as she goes through her health difficulties. Our church folks are doing really good about checking in with her and being sure that she's okay. She lives alone with her cats, so I know that she appreciates our folks doing a good job. Our little bitty church just does such amazing things. This past year, we paid off school lunch debt for 1,500 students in our county. Amazing stuff that our little bitty congregation has done. We feed countless numbers of people through our food pantry. I'm so proud of our people, and it's not me. It's them. It's them. You guys have a great evening. I'll be around tomorrow, I'm sure, at some time here on YouTube, and we'll catch you then.